There we go. Good to go. Hello.
Hi. I love this song.
It is
It's
very nice.
the acoustic version of
These folks
Titanium.
can't hear the song, but that's okay. Nonetheless.
That's why I said it's the acoustic version of Titanium. Titanium is one of my favorite songs.
It is very relaxing and calming.
Yeah.
You can get a massage to this song.
Yeah. The reason why I like Titanium is because when I first started door knocking, now almost 11 years ago, crazy.
June?
Would have been August
Okay.
of 2015. Yeah, crazy. A really good friend of mine had said that she and another financial advisor friend would picture themselves with Teflon as they would go door knocking or be meeting with people, networking, because you hear 1,000 no's and then you finally get a yes. So you have to have that strength and that deflection to be able to just keep going and not let the no's get to you.
I think that toughened you up over time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
By the way, we didn't even do an introduction.
No. Hello. Hello, everyone. I am Missy Wahlen with Wahlen Advisory Group with Raymond James, and that's WAHLEN advisorygroup.com. And I'm here with my brother-in-law and business partner, Chris Knight.
Hello.
Yes. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good. Mostly relaxing, actually.
Mostly relaxing.
Went to a what do you call it when a baby shower where it's boys and girls.
That's becoming more of a thing. Like there's the gender
co-ed
reveal.
baby shower?
Yeah, co-ed baby shower.
Okay, yeah.
The gender reveal parties are co-ed parties, and now showers, both bridal and baby showers, are becoming more and more co-ed. How was it?
There were cocktails. It was interesting, fun. It was kind of just felt like a family get together, but it was at a cute place in downtown Tosa that I didn't even know was there. So it was fun.
Yeah. Whose was it?
My brother-in-law, Vu and Aaron. They're having a little boy.
So. Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play games?
No games. No, it was a lot of talking, a lot of eating.
Okay. Did everybody have to stand up and introduce themselves?
I don't know. We showed up late for that reason, so I don't have to worry about something. Okay. I show up fashionably late to everything that's personal.
There is plenty of showers that I've been to where everybody has to stand up and explain how they know the mother or the baby or the bride.
Oh my God. I would have just been in the bathroom the whole time if that was the case.
Do I dare share the story of Jim and Abby's baby shower?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. So at that baby shower, Jim is my brother and Abby is my sister-in-law. When they were pregnant with their first child, Abby's family and friends had thrown her a baby shower. So Jim, being the father, his family was invited, just girls. So my mom and one of my sisters and myself went to the shower. And one of those situations where you have to stand up and introduce yourself and explain how do you know the mother or the father or the baby. My mom goes, "Missy, I dare you to stand up and introduce yourself as the stripper that Jim met last night at the strip club."
Oh my word. Wow. Your mother and that sense of humor. It's very interesting.
Yes. And she's like, "So introduce yourself as Cinnamon." So my turn comes along. I stand up and I'm like, "Hello, I'm Cinnamon. I'm the stripper that Jim met last night at the strip club, and he invited me to Abby's baby shower."
The only reason why that joke doesn't work is because you look just like all of your siblings, so you can't really get away with that.
I am the female version of my brother. So, but then I was like, "Oh, haha, just kidding. I'm actually Jim's sister and going to be an aunt, but I will always have gum."
Leave it to Barb.
Yeah.
That's nice. You announce you always have gum. Kids and gum.
Well, it's from friends, from Monica.
It's true, though.
Yes.
My kids always ask both nanas when they come over, "Do you have gum? Do I have gum?"
Yes. So my mom couldn't get over the fact that I actually did it. And I was like, "You dared your daughter to do it. If you will do any dare, Mom. I am my mother's daughter."
I like it.
So I'm called Aunt Cinnamon by Jim and Abby and their kids now. Yes.
Charming. Very charming.
Yeah. So that's baby showers.
When we did Kathleen's baby shower, I took all the boys paintball shooting down in the 3rd ward.
Yes.
That was awesome. We had a great time.
And then you met up with the ladies.
Back at the house, yes.
Yes, afterwards,
Yeah.
yes.
May have gotten a little bit of trouble that day, but that's here nor there.
But what bride or what groom or what mother or father does not get into some kind of conflict around these high celebratory times?
Yeah.
I would like to know that.
Yeah,
yes.
that's accurate.
And it's just because the emotions are heightened, uncertainty,
Hormones, when pregnant.
change, hormones, all of it. Yes, it's all heightened. And I think it's so normal.
Yeah.
And I think it's what adds to the memories.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so much getting into the conflict, it's getting out of it, how you make up and have those conversations.
Sure.
That make it stronger and more memorable.
By the way, to circle back to us being at that baby shower over the weekend, I totally forgot about St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So my mom and her significant other wanted to grab a cocktail because the baby shower ended at like 8:30.
Early.
So I get this brilliant idea. Kathleen and I, we live in Elm Grove, and we're talking about, should we go to one of the local bars in Elm Grove or should we go somewhere else? And coming from downtown Toast, I said, well, let's go to Moe's. I haven't been to Moe's in a long time. And we walk in. There's no parking outside.
Oh!
We walk in, there's a $10 cover charge.
Yeah.
And everybody in there is hammered. It's like, 9 o'clock at night. And I was just like, oh my God, how did I not remember the weekend for this? We end up, grandparents hung out. We had a great time. We stuck around there for 2 hours, just, talking. And it was great. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh,
not the environment though I was picturing for that evening.
But now you get to say in your 40s, you celebrated St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Because I was just talking about this with a bunch of friends over the weekend and how we don't care about St. Patrick's Day anymore.
Well, no, it's funny because I even heard that on the radio and I was like, oh God, I don't want to go anywhere near a restaurant this weekend. And then it went right out of my mind.
Yes. Yeah. I'll never forget March 17th of 2020. That's when bars and restaurants were shut down in Milwaukee County, and then extended into Waukesha County.
Yeah.
Oh, it was devastating. And they literally kicked people out in the middle of celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And these people were all drunk and just expected to go home. And
smart.
I know. But what's really funny is me and my husband ended up at another bar that night because they were the local bar. So they were
Townie.
So they were like, as long as people are walking and not driving, we're still going to stay open.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, that was my husband will never forget that year. Yes, with him being a bar and restaurant owner.
So he didn't stop celebrating in his 40s, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, Mark will celebrate any event, any given day, regardless of what it is.
That is what I love about it.
But we did have the St. Patrick's Parade on Blue Mound on Saturday. It's always the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day.
Blue Mound from where to where?
It usually starts at about, I want to say 65th.
Okay.
And Blue Mound all the way to, past Holly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and it's really cool. There's all different, there's the Tosa East Marching Band.
Oh, nice.
There's bagpipes and an Irish band. There's also like an adult guys club that plays music.
Wasn't it raining?
No, Saturday was actually, it was about 28 degrees, windy. But
it started raining later then.
Probably, yes.
Because it was raining. I had to help carry all the gifts out to the car at the baby shower. And yes, we were getting poured on. Yes. So I didn't realize it started that late. Okay.
Ironically, it was the best weather that we've had in about 5 years.
That's cool.
Yeah, being 27, 28 degrees.
Did you have the girls?
We didn't, and I missed them. Because
did you take pictures?
I'm not a good picture person. But we throw candy because with Marconi Magoo's being one of the bars on Blue Mound, Kelly's Bleachers, Rounding Third, McGinn's, all of them, they line up shuttles and hand out and throw out candy. Mark has a old-fashioned Pabst truck from like the 1950s that he drives.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's like a tanker.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he has a Magoo shuttle too. So normally we pull a wagon and throw candy. This was the first year where I rode in the shuttle, and I can't say I don't know if I like it because when
you're not part of everything.
Yeah, when I'm pulling the wagon, I can throw candy and give people hugs that I know and stuff. Where you're stuck in the shuttle and you're like, I'm trying to squeeze my head out the window to be able to throw candy far enough so the kids aren't running into the middle of the road, and it was actually kind of stressful.
And you're throwing them like
yes,
that.
I'm like my arm and shoulder is going to be sore. But it was overall. It's one of my favorite days. I hated it because it's always such bad weather.
So you didn't stay out Saturday then? You went home?
Well, we hung out at Magoo's for a Reuben sandwich and
Okay,
hung out with.
not partying for St. Patty's Day.
No, no.
Okay.
And then Mark's sister, who's in her 60s, drove their 86-year-old mom back from Florida and got back Saturday night.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we went and stopped by and said hi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we both had a fun, relaxing, nice weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. Cool.
And then Sunday was a typical laundry, grocery shopping.
Yeah,
cleaning,
I did a
organizing.
ton of just projects and little stuff yesterday. Yeah, it was great.
Getting ready for a power week.
And then we get not going into work on Monday because of the snow. So.
Oh my gosh. The voicemails, the texts, and the emails. I will say, in the beginning, when Blue started school, her very little communication with the school district, and now it's like massive blasts, that come at you. So good for them. Yeah. I love snow days growing up. You get to go sledding, go play in the snow, all that.
Or like my son, which is one of the reasons I was late today, shoveling the driveway. So there you go.
Oh, I'm amazed as to how many kids don't have to shovel these days.
Oh, and it's very bad. I sound like a 75-year-old man every time I say this, but it drives me nuts. And Kathleen, I never got paid for doing stuff around the house when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
And somehow I got convinced by these two that he should be paid for shoveling the driveway. But yes, even aside from that, yes, it's bad that kids aren't out there doing that stuff. Whenever I see dads doing it, I'm like, oh no. Yes. A political commentator that I watch regularly, he was saying that's one of the great benefits of having kids, that you get all this free unpaid labor as they're growing up, mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway.
Oh yeah, we used to joke around we were serious, but now we joke. At the time growing up, we were like, you only had 8 kids, so you could have 8 slaves. Yes. But that's why usually I heard this a few months ago, and it resonated with me, because bigger families, usually the kids have a really good work ethic.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they have to contribute. Could you imagine being mom and dad and washing 8 dinner plates,
and
cups?
The other thing I like about those size families, they usually live in smaller homes.
Yes.
So you're forced to kind of be tight knit and all that. I really like that. Yeah, we have several of those families at the school that Aiden and Joey go to. It's great. You
have to have a very adaptive personality, and you're usually more welcoming and accepting, as opposed to sitting in a corner and judging and watching. Yeah. You don't really care who you're talking to, as long as you're laughing and having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
We should get into some actual business chat.
I should give out our contact information again.
Yes. Good one.
Yes. Wahlen Advisory Group with Raymond James. That's wahlenadvisorygroup.com. WAHLEN advisorygroup.com. 262-207-3815.
Good job.
Have to give that plug in.
Yes.
I have to remember to do that. I'm reminded all the
time.
Usually
I remind you and I forgot, I'll be honest.
But I remembered this
Yes,
time.
you did. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, for once. Yes. I can be on top of it. So last week we had talked about a little bit of the Iranian conflict, the price per barrel, and how that might affect inflation and the economy overall. And then this week, what we have lined up is AI job losses and what's going on with that, and different outlooks and opinions for perspectives on that. So AI job losses. It's been a talk for years now, the concern that AI will eventually be replacing our workforce. And I actually think the opposite. I think it's actually going to open up jobs and increase our workforce in a couple of different ways. When we look at even going back to the Industrial Revolution and the advancements in technology, then it opened up way more jobs, and I don't see why AI is going to be any different.
Sure.
And what those jobs are, I had heard a podcast last summer, 30% of jobs come 2030. We don't even know what those jobs are going to be yet. So there's lots of different speculations and predictions for AI and robotics and chats and stuff, for there to be plenty more opportunity to come. What's really interesting too is I knew somebody who worked third shift for GE for about 30 years, and he was training then a younger person to take over his position.
Was this manufacturing position?
Yes, okay. GE Medical Manufacturing. Okay. Yes, thank you for clarifying. So this gentleman had said that he had to train this younger guy, but part of the training was you have to know what the machine and the advancements that the machine had and what it replaced in order to know how to fix it. You have to know what part it was supposed to be putting together and why it was putting that part together and the role that that specific part of the machine had. And so part of the training is actually knowing equipment from decades
Where
ago.
this started, yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah. So I think the same thing is going to be happening with AI. Like right now, you can type in for Microsoft Excel, for example, and have it formulate the cells and organize the cells in a certain way just by typing into the chat, I want my spreadsheet to do this. And the Excel spreadsheet will do it automatically for you. No, you no longer need to know what formulas to put in and what buttons to press anymore. You can just type it in and it does it for you. But unless you know how that AI is doing it, then that's where I think the specialties is really going to come
that's
out.
exactly right. Yeah, most people won't understand that in 10 years of how you formulate those, and the fact that you used to have to go back and add cell and cell.
You have to do like equals and
exactly,
forward slash and all.
Yes.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I passed the class in high school for it. Exactly. The other thing too is a lot of companies have outsourced call centers to India and other parts of South Asia and Middle East. And very often when we call an 800 customer service number, we have somebody with a very thick accent answering the phone. And usually those are employees in another country that's servicing the call center. And I think then with the advancements of chats, like the AI generated voices, everything, those call centers are going to be replaced more with AI tools. And whether or not it's a good thing, I can't say. So the concern then is not only in the U.S. are we losing jobs to AI, but globally across the world, the risk is losing jobs to AI. So then the advancements in technology and having that IT background, I think, is going to continue to separate individuals apart and being able to really create a specialty. So
it's interesting.
It is very interesting. I love this stuff.
But so many companies have been making announcements about cutoffs, and they are using that, whether we call it an excuse or a reason, whatever it is. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think the public perception is this is becoming a problem faster maybe than the general public thinks that it would.
So back in 2008, it was very common for companies to do quote unquote restructuring and doing massive layoffs. And we recovered fairly quickly with that within a couple of years. And then we had 2020 and the massive layoffs because of COVID. But then we had massive hirings, whether it be due to DEI.
Yeah, that recovered quickly too.
Yeah. Or other massive hirings for whatever reason. And now, is this a restructuring of, this, we just want to be able to see if the company takes this direction, we want to be able to move in that direction. And are they using AI as the excuse for it? I'm not quite sure, but this isn't uncommon for us to be experiencing this level of losses for restructuring, AI purposes, technology purposes, whatever.
And historically, the unemployment rate still remains pretty low. So
what's interesting about the unemployment rate is back when I started, back in like 2015, 2016, I would even say even 2017 and 2018, if we got close to 4% unemployment rate, that was high. That was recessionary. That was getting close to, that was a recessionary sign. And so a healthy rate was at about 3.5, 3.6%. When it got as high as 3.8% unemployment, then it was like, ooh, we're getting close to that 4% recessionary sign. And now 4% is healthy. Yeah. And a lot of that is because so many people have retired and are out of the workforce. So, and another part is with COVID and more families figuring out a way for a spouse to work out of home too. That's another big player into the unemployment rate. So yes, unemployment is at about like 4.2, 4.3 right now. So I'm curious to see. Economists, I analogize as being doctors. Doctors during COVID had different theories and different opinions as to what COVID was, how it spreaded,
how to treat it.
Yeah, how to treat it. and different precautionary measures that the general person should take. Same thing with the economy. Economists will go back and forth with, well, this is what's healthy, this is what's not. These are the measures to be looking at. No, these are the measures to be looking at. They not that they butt heads, but they also have different theories and different opinions as to what's happening. So being a financial advisor and trying to look up current events and trying to look up statistics, I get different ideas and different opinions, and so I was.
Makes you think about it more though, which is good.
Oh, and I love thinking about it. And okay, what about this way? And and it gives me different perspectives. And so it's not a one size fits all with how to look at the economy and what makes a healthy economy versus a recessionary economy. There's different ways and different opinions with that for sure. So,
and you're not just regurgitating something; you're actually forming an opinion when you hear all these different ideas and thoughts, which is healthy and good.
Yeah, and what it comes down to is that it is theories, it is ideas, it is opinions, and so how do we determine who's right and who's wrong? And since 2008, since the last bear market that we had previous to 2022, every year it's, well, we're going to have a bear market. Well, we're going to have a bear market. Well, we're going to have a bear market. But then 12 years later,
yes,
finally had a bear market.
And there are a lot of pessimists though too that just say that every year forever.
Oh, yeah.
So
we're going into a recession. We're going into a recession. This year is the year we're going into a recession, and they can say that every year. And guess what? They'll be right eventually. Yeah. So yes. So it's hard to say that, well, this economy predicted this recession, and here are the factors, because they can say that a recession is happening every year, and even though it doesn't happen every year. So I find it interesting.
I do too.
Yeah.
What do you think? We're in, I think, our second or third week with the Iran conflict. What do you think about the market's reaction to that now?
I think it's holding steady, given the circumstances. I think
a lot of pullback last week, but it already seems to be.
Yeah, and it's already seems, but even the pullback that we had, it was within normal ranges and normal averages, and what that tells me is that pension plan managers, hedge fund managers, portfolio managers of mutual funds, American investors, they're hopeful. It doesn't necessarily mean that they agree with it. It doesn't necessarily mean that they like what is happening, but the outcome, I think that they are staying in it for the long run and are hopeful for a good outcome coming out of it.
That's good to hear. We like good news whenever we can get it.
But of course, it's the uncertainty. Yeah. Just like with AI job losses.
Well, and tariffs last year too. The announcement. Look at what that did to the market, and then
Yes, tariffs right now. So with the trade agreement, and with tariffs now, the Supreme Court saying, hey, that's unconstitutional for these tariffs to be implemented the way that they did. So now what's happening is specialists are going back to trade agreements and then are starting audits on countries and companies to see who's violating different trade agreements to justify the tariffs then, and whether or not those audits are justified, whether or not they're biased. That's what that's where all the speculation and where it's important to have that kind of scrutiny in place.
That's kind of fallen on the back burner. I don't even hear many people talking about that. It's right now more gas prices, oil prices, and the conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah, there's lots of audits being done, making sure that the EU and different companies within countries of the EU and Korea and so many other countries where there's actually being audits done. And if this is the trade agreement and this is what you guys agree to, are you actually following it?
Sure.
So then if they're not following it, that would justify then the 15% tariff. So we shall see if the audits continue to evolve and if the 15% tariff stays in place, stays in force. Yep.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that discussion.
Okay.
We're all set for the day. You always look at the clock like I'm out of my mind.
It goes by so fast.
It does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
We're fun.
Awesome. Well, you can find us at Wahlen Advisory Group, WAHLEN, WahlenAdvisoryGroup.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.